Moon-stricken, animal in need, bad seed, untamable.
Subscribe, jumping right into it, that way you don't have to scroll through the video. Yep, so this video is going to be about the best places to loot, and just like, yeah, this is going to be a loot related video and whatnot. Right into it. So here's the thing. As far as location, like, I could say locations, but I don't think that's the information that I want to give. Like, I mean, not the, don't get me wrong here. Let me just say real quick, okay, that I think that people are after high rolls, obviously. So like legendaries, for instance, they have guaranteed high roll. You know, I'm just gonna show a piece of item as well here. So on screen we have you know, Providence backpack, etc. Now here's the thing. When you play in like legendary, okay, it's basically just gonna make a guarantee that there's gonna be a minimum roll on this. So that's what legendary loot is gonna give you, a guaranteed minimum roll on this. Okay, if you go to heroic, it's just gonna be less of a guaranteed roll. If you go to, you know, hard, it's going to be much less of a guaranteed roll. So yeah, if you go to legendary, that's where you're going to be guaranteed to get, you know, at least somewhat of a decent roll every time. You know, it's never going to be super low, where like if you do go to normal, you could get like some of the minimum rolls there. You wouldn't be able to get the very bare minimum rolls in like a legendary mission. That is not going to drop for you. Same with like heroic, you're not going to be able to get bare minimum roll in heroic. So okay, now as far as where to farm and whatnot, I'm going to go about this a little different way. I actually have a lot of experience farming and forcing items out of the game that I want. And I actually have not farmed in a long time because I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at. Like this piece right here, for example, that is on screen. I do actually want the headshot damage. I already have like a crit chance version of it. So my pieces are rolling headshot. So for example, I'm pretty good where I'm at. It would take some time to get like a, you know, really god roll piece. Anywho, so the thing is I first of all, well, I'm not going to recommend anything. Instead, I'm going to say this. I don't think that people are taking into perspective high ends per hour. Yep, I said it. High ends per hour. That is my main focus when I'm farming. When I'm looking for loot, is high ends per hour. So right off the bat, a legendary to me would basically be out of a question for looking for the best gear in the game. That sounds really bad. Oh man, I must know that's bad. You can find good stuff in the legendary mission. Yes, you're guaranteed them high rolls, but there is some time involved, and everything is going to matter ultimately how many high ends you are getting per hour, right? So for example, if you're running with a really good team, really good team, maybe at a certain point it becomes beneficial for you to run legendaries, okay? But it all is going to matter how many items you're getting per hour. If you're maybe just running public legendaries, I doubt it's going to be beneficial for you. At this point, I think you need to lower the difficulty so you can basically run through whatever content you're doing and just murder the ads. You're just murdering everything, running through. You're like completing missions in like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes compared to, a legendary where you may be wiping. It's a lot more stressful. You're not running through content, and it's taking you 30 minutes to an hour to complete a mission. Um, yeah, I think that is the number one main focus here. I think the rest may actually have to do with a little bit of ranting, because next I'm going to talk about the dark zones here. Okay, and let's talk about farming dark zones. First of all, I haven't been in the dark zone since the last update. I would probably recommend not farming in the dark zone though. I think it's basically pretty bad to get loot. Don't hold me to that. It's pretty good to get loot, but I'm just gonna rant a little bit about the dark zone. Number one, okay, you got other players in the dark zone, which for me are not a problem, okay? But sometimes I'll be farming with other people, and they want to kind of get away from farming. So sometimes I'll spend 5 hours worth of farming in the dark zone with some friends who aren't really farming. They're killing people, which is fine if I wanted to PvP. Now, I definitely don't want to be in the dark zone on my PvE build trying to kill rogues. Okay, I don't think either of you want to either. And then someone kills you and you get mad, and or not mad or whatever, but you switch your loadout. Now you're on your PvP build and you're not even farming anymore. That is what you do not want to happen. Now, all that being aside, if you just have a way to get around that, or you have a team who's focused on like hitting landmarks, or you have like multiple people in the server who are just like working together. Sometimes that will happen where like 10 people are just working together hitting landmarks, which is cool. Now, they just upped where that minimum percent is going to be at per difficulty. For example, like heroics now drop more, a little higher percent, more like legendary. Legendary drops higher. Hard difficulty, it drops more like challenging. Challenging drops more like heroic, and etc. I believe that's right. It's the same thing with dark zone. Now, here's the thing. Before the dark zone, I'm pretty sure was only dropping gear that was like challenging. So before this recent patch, okay, farming in the dark zone, you would only get guaranteed minimum rolls of challenging. And then I think now it's more towards heroic, which is definitely a plus if that's buffed now. Especially because the dark zone really is a good place to farm. If I'm correct here, I believe that NPCs inside the dark zone, they have less life. They're a bit easier to kill. So if you are spawn killing these, or you get my point there. I'm gonna move on from there. And as we were talking about, friends killing people and kind of getting off topic of like actually farming, because your team wants to do something else. Here's the thing. This is all based on high ends per hour. When you get a contaminated item, you can see basically what it is. Okay? You should know if it's good or not, even though you can't see what it is. When I farm in the dark zone, I almost never extract because I am always deconstructing everything. I'm not looking at it. I'm not sending it to my stash. I am deconstructing it, and I am moving on to the next landmark. And I'm hitting 100. I'm trying to get 100,000 high ends per hour. That is your goal, okay? Now, I know that might be a little extreme, but man, it is hard to find what you're looking for in this game, as you all know. You do not want to be wasting time. And I'm going to just, if you're, every time you're getting 5 or 10 items, you're going and extracting, that, man, that's gonna really hurt your high end per hour, and it's gonna, believe it or not, extracting is gonna make it harder for you to find more gear. As well, this even gets worse because when you're playing with a group, okay, the group wants to extract and whatnot. It's really good that you can share stuff, you know, if other people find stuff, but if you're only finding, not many high ends per hour, then that's not good. And they are different. People are always wanting to extract at different times. People are finding different things, and maybe you guys just extracted and someone found something, you have to go and extract again. You can't really split up from the team, but this is, you didn't get anything, and this is just taken away from like your farming time. You have to keep getting high ends and whatnot. As well as, when you do find something, you got to go to the checkpoint, and then there's people who want to take breaks. You have to move at a pace. If you're only hitting a few landmarks and then extracting, and then one of your friends, oh hey, let's go look at or let me go clear out inventory space. And I know this isn't related to like where you want to loot and stuff like this, but this I would consider to be far more important than that, because your high ends per hour is key. Yep, that's gonna wrap up this video. I hope this information helped. Yep. Like and subscribe. I'm gonna hit you with some more content, and tune in for the next video. Thank you.